I am extremely humbled and delighted to have the privilege of welcoming you all to Papua New Guinea's first ever historic SEZ Summit. The world has known SEZs for over 50 years, Papua New Guinea for over 30. After 30 years of SEZ experience, after 48 years of independence, we have finally arrived on this historic occasion. Many of you will be wondering, why a summit? SEZ did not know plus something. It's been around for a long time. And that's a very good question. Just for a record, Papua New Guinea started its first SEZ endeavor when it enacted the ICDC Act in 1993 and started the first industrial park in Leh called Maru. He then moved on to his representative and started the Ulambio Industrial Park. He then enacted legislation to start the Warimo Free Trade Zone. And then enacted legislation, or not legislation, it passed policy to start the PMIZ in Medan. And then recently, it enacted legislation and established the Badira Petroleum Park. These are all forms of SEZ. We've been at it now for 30 years. But the question is, where have we gone to? We didn't provide a gas in Kodimara, there's no park there. There's no free trade zone in Warimo. Malawi, we have enough, are fully located, just breaking even. And ICDC, the industrial park in Ulambio, we put up some residential housing and just left it to it. So as a country, we need to take stock. We have been at it for 30 years and have virtually failed. As a country and as a nation, and as leaders. It is time we took a good stock take of ourselves and why we have failed. And why is that important? Because the rest of the world have succeeded in using SEZ as a vehicle to transform the economies and create millions of jobs and bringing in billions and trillions of foreign direct investments, and they've done extremely well and transformed the nation from poor third-world nations into industrialized nations today. We need to understand, why did we fail when the rest did not? What were the key factors that led to our failure? Because we have more potential than most of them. We have much more fertile land. We have the resources. We have 22% of the world's tuna. We have the logs. We have the forestry. And yet we have failed. We have over-relied on the mining and petroleum sector, and look at where it's left us after 48 years. Highest unemployment, highest national debt, highest level of deficit. But greatest level of problems is US dollars. We can't find the US dollars. We are still wrestling with 8 resource projects today. Prime Minister and my colleagues in Parliament, no responsible government will continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. We can't do business the same way. We owe it to our young people, we owe it to our country to sit back and take a good stock take of ourselves. and learn from those who have done well, including the nations that are attending this summit over the next 2 days. And I appeal to all my colleague ministers, governors, please continue to come to the summit throughout the rest of the next 2 days and learn as much as we can. Because SEZ is not about one person, it's about us together, charting a new path for our nation and taking our country with us. It must be led by the Prime Minister himself, because without his support we ain't getting nowhere. Prime Minister, at least I remind you, you started the journey in 2019 when you elected the Special Economic Zone Authority Act of 2019. You established, the Maru government established the Special Economic Zone Authority and got it functional and running today by the Maru government. And our Prime Minister, you've done well. Since 2019, you enacted 2 other legislation and you established the Maru Special Economic Region and the Kokomo, the Gazelle Agriculture Zone. So you've achieved a few things over the last 4 years. And we need to give credit to the Prime Minister and to the Maru government for doing that. When I was appointed the new Minister of International Trade and Investment and given the task to run with the agenda for SEZs, I took a stock on where we are and found we still did not have a policy. We have an act which was drafted without being entered on a policy. Policy must come before the agenda. We don't have a policy to drive the agenda of SEZs in the country. Not only that, we don't even have a plan, a comprehensive legislative framework. And we have so many issues. If we don't resolve, we will never succeed in our SEZ agenda, including reliable and cheap energy, low cost of doing business so we can compete with the rest of the world. We have an image problem. It's not easy to attract investors to come to Papua New Guinea. These are issues we have to face and deal with if we are going to succeed. So why did we put together the summit and invite you all to come? And thank you very much for all your support right across our country and to our international guests to come. Thank you very much for coming. The objectives are, number one, we need to all agree on the definition of what SEZs are. On Maru district and provinces, they just talk SEZ without understanding what it is. Am I straight, huh? On the province, am I straight, huh? Tomorrow morning, SEZs will be defined for all the delegates who come. What is the meaning of SEZ and the types of SEZs? So we all have an understanding of what SEZs are. We are using the words, but we don't understand what they are. What are the unique features of special economic zones? Why are they different and called special economic zones? So that's one of my first objectives, is to have an understanding of what it is. The second objective is to start working towards understanding why we failed over the last 30 years. By listening to the success of other countries and reviewing our own past. Because unless we take a stock take and know where we are, where we want to go into the future, and we envision a new future, we ain't going to get anywhere. We have to humble ourselves and learn from India, Bangladesh, Philippines, China. Recently I was in the Philippines. They told me they have 420 SEZs, creating over 1 million jobs, bringing in trillions of US dollars into the economy, and I was just shell-shocked. A small island country less than the size of PNG, without the level of resources we have, and wow, they've created 1 million jobs, they've brought in trillions in US dollars in investments, and they're still building. They have a very competent regulatory body. economy has been transformed because of SEZs. If they can do it, publicly can do it. It is quite simple. We don't need to fail anymore. We need to get our act right, learn from our mistakes, come up with a new policy, new set of legislation, develop a 10-year plan that we must implement starting this year. Time to talk and finish. Be like an excellent must start now. And we must deliver a number of SEZs, new ones this year. But we also realize without partners, we ain't going to make it. So in this summit, we have invited Telecom to be a partner of the SEZ movement. We have invited Water PNG. We have invited KPHL to provide our energy solutions. We're talking to PNG ports to deliver some new works like Kikila and Varigini and Zipic. We need international works. Without you, we aren't going to get anywhere. We want trade with Indonesia. We need partners to come on board and join the SEZ agenda in Papua New Guinea. And we want to also partner the countries with farm so we can learn from the experience, get their support, investors from their country to come in and support us in our new endeavor. Prime Minister, I want to thank you very much for including me on your trip to Japan when we went for the funeral of the former Japanese Prime Minister, Shinzo Abe. In that trip, I was present by the ambassador, our senior. His Excellency Mr. Abe, are you here tonight? Sir Abe, please can you stand up? Can you please stand up? So everyone will know you. He was the former acting Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea and Deputy Prime Minister. When we went to Japan, he insisted that I must meet the professor, the expert of SEZs in the world, Professor Kobayashi, who is here also tonight. Please can you stand? He has worked across the globe and supported countries to start SEZs and develop SEZs over the last 40 years. And Prime Minister agreed that he should meet him, and we agreed to engage Japanese Development Institute to come and support Papua New Guinea, review where we are, and put together a roadmap and a plan to drive the agenda of our country this year and into the future. So thank you very much. Can you see that? Plenty of I want to see it, but this one has been working. And we thank you very much, sir, for all your effort. JDI has, since November last year, traveled to 22 locations throughout our countries to assess their potential for SEZ. We found some are easy to do, some will be quite difficult. There's a lot of work to be done. But the good news to the delegates who've come, on Tuesday, we are going to go through the assessments on all the SEZs throughout the 22 locations, both districts and provinces, and they will give you an objective assessment on where you are in terms of your preparedness to apply for a license to become an SEZ. And that will be an important program on Tuesday. The districts and provinces must not miss. Prime Minister, if we don't succeed with the SEZ movement and your agenda, I don't know what else we'll do for this country. In our time, in the time that God has given us to lead this nation. Because I honestly can't see it any other way. We have to make SEZ work. And we must start with a number this year. And to those who have major issues to deal with, like roads, look at power yet, at least let's get the process started and work towards achieving that in time. Because without SEZ, I don't know how your provinces and districts will develop. There are so many districts in our country and provinces who depend on Waigani. So I've been looking at all your internal revenue. Most provinces are on 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, and you receive 200 billion from Waigani, 300 billion every year to run your provinces. That has been the case since independence. I thank you all who've come with this new glimmer of hope SEZ to help transform your districts, your provinces. Our potential is huge. We are still exporting 90% of our fish. Why is that the case? Why don't we fish our waters and process all our fish here? Create 50,000 new jobs for public Guinea. It will happen if we drive SEZ. Why do we have to sell all our loads unprocessed overseas? I thank the Prime Minister for going to Gabon and be completely converted to now having a low processing SEZ. We are going to work hard to deliver that this year. We don't even have to sell our own gas as LNG gas to the rest of the world. Why can't we process it here? In the Gulf province, they create thousands and thousands of jobs under the SEZ. We sell the gas we left with nothing. It is time to change the way we think in the direction to secure the future of our children and our grandchildren. Prime Minister, my department and ministry, we are absolutely committed to drive your agenda. We will learn from the summit, we'll put a new roadmap, bring a new policy to you, get your support, also get state equity moving so we can get started on some projects and deliver it so the rest of the country will be challenged to rise up and sort themselves out and with the SEZ agenda. If the Philippines, a country smaller than ours, without the resources like ours, can build 420, create over 1.4 million jobs, and bring in trillions, why can't we? Who said no? The time has come. Prime Minister, I'm really happy to Udella Floyd and the team. Thank you for reminding us tonight, because we are reminded in John chapter 15 and 5, verse 5, without God we can do nothing. We have started 10 years ago without God, and that's why we fail. That's my belief. Tonight we are starting with God. God will see us start this year. During the program, we are also going to invite a number of exciting special economic zones. One that's already started under this government, and a couple who are on the way. So you can all understand the process they followed, how did they get their license, then we all explain to all the delegates who come, so you will know how to apply for a license from the SEZ Authority. Prime Minister, I disagree that we should bring private members' bill to Parliament and get enactment of law for SEZs. People must apply on merit, it should be non-political, it should be based on merit, and they should get it by way of a license. Otherwise, there's no use for a regulatory body, and no way in the world they do that. SEZs must be based on merit, they must be investors, there must be a demand for the services before you can get investors to invest. It is as simple as that. We don't play the politics with SEZs. You meet the requirements, you should license. No matter the requirement. There's a number who are very close to getting their licenses. They only need some help from government. And I want to assure the Prime Minister and all of us tonight, I will do everything to support them to get across the line. Purely on it. Finally, as I close, I want to say this to all our distinguished delegates, all our guests and our speakers. This summit will not be a talk fest. Time to talk to can finish. we are going to deliver a number of SEZs this year, led by our Prime Minister and our government. Prime Minister, all we need is your support, and we'll deliver a number this year. And so the rest of our world, and prove to ourselves we can do it. We may fail in 10 years, we could learn from our mistakes, get the support of all our experts from the world, countries, network, partner all our SMEs, local investors, foreign investors, and we will deliver a number this year. I am absolutely committed to making it happen. And I know with God going before us, we will never fail. With those words, I want to invite all our distinguished delegates and members of Parliament, please continue to come starting tomorrow morning. When our program will start at 7 o'clock for breakfast, 8 o'clock we start on time. The SEZ is serious business for our government. We're going to listen to all the world experts talk and all the countries share their experiences. It is very important if you want to learn about SEZ to be here on time, apply yourself and focus. It is not easy to put together a summit like this and bring global experts from around the world. This is a once-off opportunity to learn, and I want to thank all the provinces and districts who have come. Tonight I want to take my hats off to two particular provinces. The autonomous region of Bougainville, that come with 27 delegates, quite a bit of Bougainville. 27 delegates. Only to be matched by the Gulf province. They've got a similar number. Quite a man of Gulf. Prime Minister, it's so that you have some provinces who are determined to see change, who are determined to be transformed through SEZs. All we need to do is support them, and they're here. We have committed this journey to God. We prayed and sealed this journey with God. And I want to assure all our delegates of all provinces and districts, partners, investors, my ministry, my Vice Minister, Secretary, SEZ Authority, under me, we will do everything to work with all the districts and provinces in whatever way we can, from finding investors to working with you to make it happen. Our biggest issue will always be land. So we've invited the Deputy Prime Minister to come and speak to us on Tuesday and tell us how he will help us to register all customary land, give state titles to villages so they can now transact on their land. They can't be spectators, they must own the state titles. The land must be bankable, and they can talk to investors and get the best deal for themselves when their land is used within SEZs. I want to conclude by wishing you all a great summit. Please mingle, make friends, connect with all our guests who come from around the world, and from the provinces, and with those who've already started so you can learn from them. Let's use this opportunity to bond, build friendships that will last a lifetime. Experience all over the world. SEZ is not done in one day. It takes 20, 30 years for us to really realize the benefits of it. It's a long journey and a long haul. But we can do it. One country arrived today, and I'm so excited. The team from Indonesia. We have been trying to reach them, to start talking border trade with them. Only through the summit we were able to bring them. Thank you very much, Team Indonesia and all the other teams. Please, don't come just to speak. Meet our team from Western Province, our team from Sundown. We want to trade with you. To our partners, KPHL, we need your energy. Water PNG, we need your support. Without you, we will not make it. So I finish by saying, Prime Minister, I believe we can deliver 3 SEZs this year, minimum. Your agenda you started in 2019, we will make it happen. We are determined. And with God going before us, we will get there. Please, team, we are a team now. Attend the session tomorrow. Come to breakfast at 7 o'clock. Let's go. Let's take PNG to the next level using SEZs. May God bless you tonight.